been working on another project in the meantime. So SN1 is the Verizon building down right near the Brooklyn Bridge. We're thinking about renaming it because it doesn't actually have an exit to the internet anymore. I'm trying to sell the Pearl Hub idea, but we'll see how that ends up going. It's got a data center built into it and office space. It's got a really good line of sight to a lot of different places, especially looking north into Manhattan. So this antenna, yeah, to Brian's apartment, for example. Yes, node number 3. Network number 3? Doesn't matter. So this bottom left picture is all of the antennas pointing north on top of it. So they sell out data center space. They also sell out antenna space. So right now we have the cream of the crop. We've got the very top, the very kind of northernmost corner of the antenna array, and we filled it to the brim with all of our different stuff. I think we've been there for 8 years or something at this point in time. It's been quite some time. So this was apparently completely empty when we first installed things, and now, as you can see in the bottom right picture, it's completely full. So they are giving us below market pricing to move our antennas out of that prime retail real estate and go and kind of put it in between other customers' antennas. So the idea there is that we'll be able to still get a deal that we can still pay. So the bottom left is kind of the antenna grid diagram that they sent us saying, can you place your antennas here? And that's kind of what we're working towards right now. In addition, we need to move our equipment over from the rack space where it currently is, the bottom left pictures, to a new space that's a little bit smaller, but should still fit our needs. That's the top and the right picture. So we're going to be using a CCR 2004 router, which is an upgrade compared to what was there before. And instead of using little PoE bricks to power all of the rooftop gear, we're going to try and use a redundant power, ubiquity edge power that we use at all of our other sites. So yeah, some updates are happening. We also started getting things mounted on the roof. There's the best equipment that we could find, a dinky little copper cable for our grounding into the grounding bus bar. We started mounting an equipment panel as well, and that's all set up. It doesn't have DC power to it yet, but it's getting there. We've got a couple of sector antennas mounted. I was talking with Andrew about this very recently, and we have some specific compass headings we want to point them towards, but very soon we'll go back and kind of put them in their final positioning. The bottom middle picture also shows a new thing that we're trying, which is adding grounding at the antenna. So there are these ubiquity grounding strap things that you can use to ground the Ethernet cable as well. So that's a fun thing we're trying out for this. Oh, I should mention there are 2 sectors mounted right now. We're going to be mounting 4 total to hopefully cover the whole span where all the existing antennas are pointed. This was kind of the Achilles heel of last time. There's a bunch of really large conduit that we need to run our cables through to get from the equipment rack all the way up to the rooftop. And we thought they were going to be nice and easy to do, but we ended up having a bunch of issues where it's now wedged in there so bad you can't pull it in either direction. So we need to go back and fix that next time. I guess electrical code states that there can only be a certain number of turns in a conduit to try and keep the friction down. I think they're running right up against that limit, and that might be causing us some issues, but we'll work it out next time we're there, which I believe is going to be September 20th if anyone wants to come and help out. So yeah, so in terms of what's next, we're going to be doing the cable runs. We're going to mount the uplink antenna and actually get the site online. The idea was that we set up all the new antennas completely separate from the old stuff because there are, I think, 70 different rooftops connected to all the old antennas right now, so we don't want to mess with them. We want to set up all the new stuff and then migrate things over in software. So we'll mount the uplink antenna and then be able to start those transitions September and October, and then November, hopefully, I want to be able to turn off all the old equipment, take everything down, and then free up our space and kind of complete our portion of the agreement with the building. And yeah, another bunch of people that have been helping out here. So cool. Thanks, everyone. Question, Ruben.
To turn on. Cool. Awesome. So As SN1 no longer, perhaps Pearl Hub, is no longer an exit, what is the main uplink going to be connecting to?
So the uplink right now is actually not the data center. It's currently been running off 750 megabit per second AF24 pointed at this building, or 410 Grand Street.
Right.
So that's how it's been running for the past couple of years, as I understand it. We're going to be reusing that AF24 in the new system, but to avoid taking it down and breaking the existing system, we're going to use a 60 gigahertz Wave AP Micro in the meantime. So once everything is said and done, we'll have the AF24 and the Wave AP Micro both pointed at different Grand Street buildings that'll be providing the uplink. And if I understand correctly, Matt, you're going to have your own high-speed link in between here and there, and it'll hopefully provide an alternate means of getting, yeah.
Okay, sweet. And this is not exactly about this, but the new data center on Hudson, 524 Hudson or whatever it is an additional exit, like in addition to SN10, correct? Or
that'll be an additional exit to SN3 and SN10. Yes,
okay, cool.
That's correct.
Sweet.
I thought we were going to do CICLU 10 gigabit between here and
now is probably not the time to talk about that. We don't need a 10 gigabit link. We got donated CICLU antennas, but they're only 1 gigabit links. Alignment's also kind of difficult. At the end of the day, it's not really necessary.
The CICLUs are only 1 gigabit?
That's correct.
Oh.
Right. They gave us, I mean, they're still worth a couple $1,000s a piece. We can still use them. It's open for discussion in terms of what the uplink would be, but the AF24 has been serving us well, will continue to serve us well, and I don't see a need to change it. But yeah, if you want to have this conversation about should we be using the CICLUs and stuff, we could probably talk about that and start a thread in Slack.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Do we have other presentations, or are we all good?
I think that's it. The pizza's here.
Cool. Yay, thank you, everyone.